On Amazon, some shoppers take their reviewing so seriously you would think they worked for Consumer Reports. What I'm saying is that our voluntary labor is rigorous. We can share our thoughts about a hotel, motel, or resort property. I am obsessed with TripAdvisor in particular, and consult it religiously when deciding where I want to lay my head in a given city. On that site, people discuss everything from the hotel restaurant to the quality of room service or housekeeping or the linens, to how polite or impolite the bellhops were during their stay. When reviewing higher-end hotels, people love to start explaining that they regularly stay in luxury hotels, so we know that they are very fancy. Yelp is a world unto itself. If someone has an exceptional meal or a bad meal and also has some disposable time, they can recount just how good or bad the meal was in exquisite or excruciating detail. Entire Reddit forums are given over to people opining on anything and everything from relationship woes to old-school mommy bloggers. In one such Reddit community called Am I the Asshole?, users share relationship conflagration and how they behaved and open themselves up to the judgment of the public. 9 times out of 10, the answer is yes, YTA, you're the asshole, immediately followed by Redditors urging the original poster's partner or relative to abandon said relationship forthwith. And, of course, there is social media, where all of this happens in real time, an unending stream of everyone's thoughts and feelings and desires and frustrations, great and small. Then, of course, there are the more formal expressions of opinions, where writers synthesize and prognosticate the most pressing issues of the day in a rapidly dwindling number of publications. The work that tackles the present and its concerns garners the most attention, which can be both a blessing and a curse. Readers turn to opinion writing because they want help in parsing complex issues. In times of strife or tragedy, they may be seeking solace and community. They want to learn and be exposed to diverse modes of thought. They want help finding clarity on issues they find confusing or feel ambivalent about. And they want to read thoughtful, provocative, beautiful writing. As I have developed something of an audience, readers have reached out to me publicly or privately, asking what I, specifically, think about a given issue. It can be flattering. It can be stressful, too, because while I am opinionated, I don't necessarily have an opinion on everything, or I may have an opinion on a given topic but not be well-informed enough because I am not an expert on everything. Understanding when to speak on an issue and when to listen and learn is an invaluable skill I continue to hone. At times, people treat me like an opinion vending machine, asking me what I think about their favorite television show or a politician running for office or a recent calamity, as if opinion writing is merely emotional utterance rather than a practice that requires care and consideration. Alas. When I first started writing essays, I was often writing to the news cycle. Something would happen, and I'd know I had something to say, and I'd know I had to say something. I sat with my laptop and wrote furiously until I reached the end. I tried to revise these into something I felt reasonably confident sharing with an editor, and waited to see what happened next. In the late aughts and 2010s, I published such pieces in HTML Giant, or The Rumpus, or Salon, the first publications that took a chance on my nonfiction. Some of that work ended up in my first essay collection, Bad Feminist. I never really anticipated people reading or engaging with my work, but they did. As I built more of a career, editors started to seek me out, which was pretty thrilling after so many years writing in obscurity. These solicitations were flattering and kind of terrifying and an interesting challenge. Something tragic and/or culturally significant would happen, like a mass shooting in a black church, or the death of a towering public figure, or an unexpected election outcome. And an editor would email me, often immediately, asking if I could write something within a few hours, a day at the most. Somehow, I was able to do so, though in retrospect, I'm not sure how I managed for as long as I did. After I agreed to an assignment, I thought through what I had to say about the matter at hand, did as much research as time allowed, and tried my best to compose a lucid, compelling argument. Sometimes I already knew what I wanted to say, and sometimes I wrote my way into what I needed to say. For all